Okay, well, I'm gonna make another video here. This is a good video. I got Jack Miner with me and
Austin,
Metal
Texas.
Yes, and we're at one of my favorite stores that I used to go to as a kid. Right up there. My favorite fans, one of my other all-time favorite fans, the Stratojets. Just like in the museum. There's one in the museum. Yep. This used to be a grocery store, like a organic produce grocery store.
I see.
And so
They kept them.
yeah, they kept them. Oh, check out this fan right here.
Yeah, I was looking at that. That's neat.
And it's actually right on the solid state control right here.
Matthew's Green Bar. Hey, looks pretty there.
Oh yeah, they're like two portable fans. Look antique-like.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like this one. This is cool.
$1,700.
Ouch.
Yeah. So yeah, we can't get the Stratojets going on a little one.
There is actually some are on. Let's head inside here.
Sounds good.
Okay, this is one of my. This used to be like a grocery store, so like a produce grocery store.
Right.
And yeah, those are one of my favorite fan installs. Is
Good. Well.
good. We're fan collectors, and this is one of my favorite fan installs. Yeah, and we have this one in our museum.
Yeah, there's a museum in Zion building here. Well, we have this big group trip.
Yeah, and we have like vintage and antique fans on display.
You wouldn't believe it if you were there.
I can't believe it as you speak.
Yeah.
Not the
Club
first time
for
I've heard.
fans.
Oh yeah. But you have to be a fan.
You have to be a fan.
Yeah.
So you're visiting to see the fans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just the fans. You don't have to.
Yeah, this used to be like, I used to eye them out when I was a kid. And this store used to be like a grocery store a long time ago, back in like the 80s. That's when I was a kid, during the 80s, and this was one of my favorite installs.
When you were a kid?
Yep.
You looked at fans?
Oh yeah,
That's
all
when
of
it
us.
starts.
That's when it starts.
Oh yeah.
Just ask our moms.
Yeah, and these group trips, there's parents of today that bring their kids that have that interest on them, and we kind of help show them around and teach them more
Mentor.
about.
Yeah.
You just taught me something. I had no idea that
Yep.
that was.
And
These
this
are
is,
fans you don't see every day.
yeah, these have been here probably maybe since I was born.
Early 80s.
Yeah.
They're original to the building.
Yes, they are.
And when was the building built?
When was this building built?
It had to have been maybe late 70s, because I remember this building. Yeah, when I was a kid, which was like throughout the 80s, early to mid 80s. And this used to be, like a produce grocery store, is what this. Yeah, or my mom thought it was like organic produce mainly, probably is what they were trying to sell, but it was mainly a specialty in produce. And I would.
And isn't that one out there, the double? Isn't that cool?
It is. That's another fan we love. And it looks very antique-like. That's why we were looking at it. It is.
We call those gyro fans.
Yep.
That's the style of those.
Oh, yeah.
Double-headed, like portable style fans.
Okay.
Gyro
So,
fans.
Wow.
yeah, I never knew where the controls were, but, they were. I didn't know what kind of controls these were on.
Yeah, do you know how these are operated?
Well, there's a switch that we can turn them on and off.
Are they
Is it like-
individual?
There were three of them.
That's super
Oh,
cool.
they're individual.
Yes, because some of us don't like that blowing on our contacts.
Yeah.
Oh, it dries it out.
And
Oh, yeah.
But other areas, there's to get so hot upstairs that we
For
blow
sure.
the heat down.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why they call them Stratojets. They're meant to de-stratify
Yeah.
the air,
They're made by Emerson.
which is a company that's been around since the late 1800s. Yeah.
Yeah, their brand is Emerson. That's the company that makes those.
Still in business today?
Yeah, Emerson, and there's an older style of these that I have in my collection.
And what are those?
The blender fans,
Blender fans, yeah.
or Emerson heat fans, they're called. In fact, you want to know something? These are nothing more than a K55 three-blade Emerson heat fan, or the blender fan.
And they made a three-bladed one that has wider ends to the blades, right?
Yes.
Instead of those pointed ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
in fact,
This is a movie and it's a spoof. And all of a sudden you're gonna like say,
Here comes the pop out.
Right?
You've been punked by an
Right,
acting
yeah,
picture.
exactly.
yep.
Yeah. Nope, it's all real life. It's happening right now.
Oh, yeah. In fact, well, I was at Dan's, my friend who I mostly do this with in this area or in Madison.
I'm from Texas.
But we both know this guy,
Thank you.
Dan.
Yeah, Dan's a good guy.
Yeah. And basically, when I took apart one of these, he had on test. He was testing one. And I discovered the flywheel is exactly an Emerson heat fan.
Nice.
Meaning you could put those kind of blades right on a Stratojet motor.
Interchangeable, yeah.
Yep. But these blades are molded, meaning they're plastic molded blades to the motor.
As opposed to metal or wood.
Yeah, metal
More
brackets.
common.
Now, the older blender fans are actually either plastic blades with the wood grain in them
Oh yeah, that's right.
or fiberglass.
Like those Sears Emersons.
Yes.
Yeah.
so
I've had
here's
one
the
of those.
thing.
Couple of
If
those.
they would ever be talking about demoing this building, we should contact you. 'Cause
Yeah.
you guys
Please.
would buy the fan.
I would be-
looking at them all his life.
Yes,
hands-on.
I've tried to ask, I think the manager here at one point about,
He and Dan have rented electric ladders, like indoor style cherry pickers, to uninstall fans that they've wanted.
actually,
No kidding.
I never did that. That was Dan that did. But yeah, demoing, like you said, I would definitely be inclined for that to get those. But
Telling the truth.
but the thing is, I
don't wanna
I
be
was
the one
looking
that
at to
does
see if there was ever an intention to replace them, but apparently there's
They
not.
still work.
Exactly. So they're not. There's no reason
Why
to.
would you? Yeah.
Yeah, I usually check because a lot of stores just like to do that when they remodel, and
Yeah,
they
no.
just love to replace
We
them.
like the original.
Good.
You're awesome for keeping them.
Yes, you are, especially these light fixtures too.
Well, they work.
These light fixtures you can't get anymore. These are
Well, that we know.
these mercury vapors.
All over, you've replaced all of the interior with
LED.
LED.
Probably
There's
saving a lot of cooling cost and a lot of electricity.
there's a
power.
few that are actually still original.
There are a few there that we haven't.
Watch out for this guy.
Cherry
You can't pull the wool over his
Get out
eyes.
there and-
Now that Dan guy we're talking about, he did exactly that with the cherry pickers at a Kohl's grocery store in Madison.
Those ones out in the front that were like rusted up and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, it was exactly my gold line in my bedroom.
got it.
It was exactly those that he took down with a lifter machine
Just to keep or
because,
to sell?
well, he was going to install. Because, again, just like what you mentioned earlier, they were demolishing that Kohl's grocery store because it already closed up in like 98 or 99. It already was out of business, closed, and it was going to be demolished. So so he went to go get those before they demolished, and he explained to me that he had like a church he was doing music for that he wanted to put fans in at the time.
Oh, got you. Okay, that makes sense.
So
That's the one where it was like they were in an arch type thing, and they were on
Yes.
various length down ruts that the fans
yeah,
all hung at
Kohl's
one
grocery
level.
stores, they looked like a half circular roof.
Yeah.
You guys all know
Yeah.
because all of us know around here.
Yeah.
Because I grew up with those Kohl's. In fact, the one by Northridge Mall, it's still there, but it's empty. That used to have the same fans, and I would eye those out too. And in
Fun. Oh my gosh.
fact, there's
a heck of a package.
there's a kid. He's a friend of ours.
Reese?
Yes, Reese,
Oh yeah, he was on TLC.
for his fan collection. Reese,
What was the name of that show? My Obsessed Kid?
my kid's obsession.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is so funny.
And then on one of those group trips, they brought him out in a limousine and threw out a red carpet for him and stuff like that.
It was
because
a-
he was a big star at that point. He was like 12 years old at the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was one of our group trips at our fan museum at the company. There's a fan company called Fanimation,
Animation makes some nice
and I mean high-end stuff like
high-end stuff.
a lot of it's
Fit
expensive.
right in here at your finial.
Yeah, it would actually. You know, Fanimation sells up high-end fans.
Right. Wow. I know, this is like an education. I have no idea.
We could go all day.
Yeah, we could. Well, let me just show him around here. Let's take
Why don't we
a...
walk upstairs so you can get
Oh,
a view of it?
that's a great idea. That's a better idea.
Have you been filming this whole time?
Yeah. Mostly at Jack here. But, you know...
It's gonna be on Netflix.
But, you know, Dan, he has a lot of that on his videos, too.
Yeah, these guys got YouTube channels and everything. Subscribe.
You know, I have my videos. Maybe I'll stop the camera at one point and...
You notice they had to cut the canopy?
Yeah, I did, yeah, to make it slope ceiling.
Right.
I think these are actually ball socket. These are actually ball socket
I think I
mounted.
see the ball in there. and everything.
Yeah, you see that, they're ball socket mounted.
That's cool that they kept them in there and use them. They don't intend to replace them.
Yeah, they don't intend. Yeah, they actually did change these light fixtures. Well, these are the same fixtures, but they converted them to LED.
Yeah.
Took out the ballasts in them.
That's a heck of a job.
It is. They wanted to keep them though.
Yeah, now they're great fixtures, man. I love them. I can
And
hear a little motor hum coming
that's
off.
because they're probably on a solid state
Right.
variable. That's what I was going to ask them. I forgot. I'm going to ask them if
What
they.
if they let us see the controls?
Yeah,
Get
that's
those on video.
if they let us.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's one that's still left original.
Mercury vapor.
Yeah, mercury vapor or
And that's a hot one, probably.
yeah. Yeah. Do you also I was going to ask, do you know what kind of controls the fans are on? Like are they on variable or are they on
Stepped controls.
What? We'd have to ask the owner that.
You mean like when you turn it on?
yeah, are they speed control
I
wise?
believe they are speed control.
Right, speed control, but are they variable or are they like 3 or 4 speed?
Oh,
Like infinitely variable, where it's just
Meaning?
smooth and no clicks.
Like a dimmer switch.
yeah. Well, hold on, I can tell you that.
Oh. Oh,
If they're not in a restricted area, we wouldn't mind getting those on video.
right. I could never find the controls. Here,
We tend
let's.
to hide that kind of stuff from the public.
In fact, the Coles ones, Dan told me they were in the back boiler room.
Interesting.
I should really. Are they right?
So, they're
Oh, super.
one,
Disc.
KB Electronics.
so one, but only one click.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
one click.
because they're what's called variable. Like these are on low here. All of these are set to low. Now, what I can do is kind of show you like which one is.
We'll go with this because these are the ones I've identified. I don't know where these are.
Oh, well, these are actually I can.
But I mean, I don't know which fan. So why don't you use one that we can know?
Okay.
Do,
She's letting you do some special.
Okay.
Action
I
here.
turned up that one that's by the window.
Oh, okay. What's that one labeled as?
Door hardware. Cabinet hardware.
what does that have to do with it, what they're labeled?
Like just kind of the section. You know, like you know what I mean? Like I turned that one up, that's this one here.
Right.
And it's what's called variable speed, meaning when you turn it all the way around, it's all the way down to low, but you can go variable, like a dimmer switch, to go all the way up to full power.
Which we know this, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of, because in my home, I have wall controls that are what are called either 3 or 4 speed, meaning like low, click, medium, high,
Yep.
instead of infinite variable.
Okay.
Like that one that I just turned up.
I can feel the air underneath it too.
Back where it was.
Of course. Yep.
They
It
don't
was
want
all
gale
like
force
that.
winds up in here.
Yeah, those are the two like you were saying. Let me see if
Ruins our contacts.
I think these might be for the door entryway. Let's see. Let's.
Yeah, we don't want to turn anything on that shouldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just in case.
Yep.
Okay, so there you go.
Okay,
That was
cool.
that. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Behind
Yeah.
the scenes view.
Yeah, basically, that's what we think they're most commonly put on is what's called a solid state variable speed,
Some people call them a varistat.
rheostat variable. Like those right there, you know, they don't interfere with anything.
Which I didn't know.
They were just always turned off, but the ones without the knobs do the doorway now, as we know. And usually when I came here as a kid, those would always be on
Oh, wow.
right away when I walked in the entryway.
Interesting.
Yep.
They also have a low end adjuster on those behind the.
Yes.
So you can like
Yeah.
really fine tune the lowest speed. So it's,
Yeah.
You have a little time.
All our fans from, they have, there's a fan museum, and he's been looking at fans since he was a kid, and
Oh yeah.
I thought I was alone until I got joined into the group of collectors, and I thought that I am
Of
very
course.
far from alone.
All of us at one point did.
That's the internet bringing people
That's
together. With all
it
their
is.
Weird, quirky obsessions.
Well, like I've been here in the past to see if the fans were still here from a long time ago because, you know, when my friend brought out one of these for testing at his garage.
You were worried they came from here?
No, well, I didn't know that. He told me where it came from, so I went back to see if they were there.
These are like antiques almost?
They're vintage.
Vintage,
Okay, thank
but,
you.
Retro.
but desirable.
Here's the bad news.
What?
I remember when they were new.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Hey.
Do you own the building?
Now I do, but I didn't before.
Right.
I used to be across the street. This building was brand new.
Oh
When
yeah.
do you think it was built? Because that probably tells us when you're the fans been in.
Oh my God.
They probably had to
I
have
was
been
maybe 40 to 50 years old.
late 70s.
Yeah, in that range.
Yeah.
I put him at 40 years old.
Oh yeah. Yeah, very late 70s because I came here as a kid when this was a grocery store. It was like a produce store primarily.
Yes.
And when I was a kid, I lived in Brown Deer. That's neighboring to Mequon, you
Well, I
know.
went to Brown Deer High School
Okay.
when it was Granville High School.
Ooh, wow.
That push you back?
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
Because I know about it being Granville High School.
We were the bad group. Now they might have much nicer people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People that actually study.
Troublemakers is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like seeing all the original light fixtures that were to this building, you don't see these anymore. And these type of fans, these Emerson Stratojets, they're what these are.
Yeah.
Emerson heat fans.
Yeah.
Those got the same motor as a Casablanca.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, that's very neat. You have a fun hobby.
It
We
is.
do, yeah.
Especially when we all get together.
And this exact model is in our fan museum.
Really?
Yep.
Very cool.
Along with
Yeah.
A couple, 300 other fans.
Oh yeah. In fact,
Where is the museum?
Zionsville, Indiana.
which is north Indianapolis by like Carmel.
Trip down there.
Oh yeah.
August 3rd is the next group trip. You ought to take some time off and come down.
Yeah. Well, we do them regularly.
We were the shoe museum
Oh, really?
in Toronto.
Nice.
We like these kind of quirky little things. You kind of, who would ever thought we would be so impressed with the shoe museum, but we were.
Yeah.
Very
I think
fascinating.
non-fan appreciators would be blown
Yes,
away by the
sure.
fan museum. 'cause
Yeah.
there's Tons of restoration pieces, rarities.
Yes.
all kinds
There's two museums of fans at this place. It's at a company called Fanimation.
Okay.
And the downstairs is antiques from like early 20th century.
Even late 1800s.
Yeah. Early
Some of them are
stuff.
water powered even. They're not still powered
So
by
if
water.
if I come across a fan, I want to get a hold of you to let you know about it.
Please.
How do I get a hold of you?
Oh.
Are
Well,
you online?
yes, I am online. I mean, I could give you personal contact information.
I just thought there would be like, try contact the fan museum. And say,
Oh.
I got a fan like this.
Oh
He
yeah.
went to Fanimation's website. Can he?
Oh yeah, I think you can contact right at Fanimation's website. There's a link to the antique fan museum.
That's what we'll do. I've been cleaning out like, parents' house, grandparents' house. all that
Awesome.
kind of stuff, and
Wow.
you don't want to know what I've thrown out.
Yeah, we better save that.
Nice talking with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get out of their hair and go check
Yeah.
out this place. Thank you all so much.
Yeah,
for
we
coming.
really appreciate it. I've been here before, but the thing is, I'm taking him when he came up to visit. I just wanted to show him one of my favorite installs
It's a
here.
cool one.
You know, I want to bring Dan here. I'm going to bring Dan here next. If he's in this area again, I'm going to bring Dan here next.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, well, I'm going to cut the video.
All right.
So thanks for watching. We'll be back.